Chapter 08, Finding Grants for Academia and Fellowships. In this chapter, delving into the world of research grants, understanding grant funding terminology, finding appropriate fellowship awards, finding federal monies for your program or research project, crafting information that funders will want to read and fund. For the post-secondary non-tenured faculty around the world, this is the chapter you've been asking for in past Grant Writing for Dummies editions. I listened to your needs and checked them off, one by one. I've taught non-credit courses in higher education for decades, so I know the pressure on tenure-track faculty members to secure grant monies in order to support their research as well as score another notch on the steep climb to being tenured. For those of you who are new entrants into the world of college and university teaching, this chapter defines some commonly used terminology that you'll likely hear other faculty use. Let's delve more into finding grants for academia purposes. This chapter addresses how to fulfill your chain of command's expectations for bringing in department-level grant awards. Having to chase grant funding has historically been a pursuit among academic as well as non-academic institutions in order to fund faculty projects and research activities. Research and writing are essential skills of tenure-track facility in order to continue their employment in higher education institutions. They are pushed to go after funding for sponsored programs for monetary support to start or continue their work. Grant funding also contributes to the overall financial health of an institution. Reviewing terminology that you need to know. To begin, sponsored programs or projects are activities that are sponsored or funded by an external organization, such as a federal, state, private organization or foundation. Within this realm, you'll encounter the following terms that you should be familiar with: deliverables, documents and information that you are expected to report to your faculty supervisor and funders, such as a final technical report. These deliverables should always be tied to your grant request and what you promised to do if the grant was awarded. Financial accountability and/or reporting: the money awarded to your institution must be managed by your institution, and the funds must be separately budgeted and accounted for. Principal investigator, PI: if you are the grant applicant, you are also the PI. As the PI, you are directly responsible for executing the project within any administrative constraints imposed by the sponsor, funder, and the university or college. Specific scope of work or set of specific aims: when you are applying for research grants, it's important to include your hypothesis, the methodology for proving it, and the benefit of the research findings to your institution in the world of academia. Specific period of performance: the length of the grant award. Research grants tend to be funded for multiple years in order to test the grant applicant's hypothesis and incorporate a longitudinal study. Because the funds you plan to apply for will be awarded to the institution that employs you, there is always a process of approval required before you can reach out to a potential sponsor or funder. Extramural sponsored projects are made to your institution in its corporate name. Awards of funds for sponsored projects are awards made to your institution, and commitments under grant agreements are commitments of the institution. Any work performed by a faculty member of the institution under a project must be considered as work performed for the institution. This is not your money to spend as you see fit. There are policies and protocols that must be followed throughout the entire process, from deciding to apply for a sponsorship to accepting the funding and finally fulfilling the scope of work. Be sure you know and understand these policies well before you attempt to secure a grant. As a faculty member on the tenure track, you must follow institutional protocol at all times. Circumventing any policies could put your position in jeopardy. Ask, read, and follow the guidelines for seeking sponsored program grants. Finding sponsored program grants. A sponsored program is any externally funded activity that has a defined scope of work or set of objectives that provides a basis for the sponsor's expectations. Generally, a sponsored program involves a written agreement representing the voluntary transfer of money or property by a sponsor in exchange for specifically enumerated performance of services, often including rights and access to results of this performance, as well as some form of financial or technical reporting by the recipient as to the actual use of money or property provided. Sponsored program funding comes from a range of external sources, called sponsors, including government agencies, major corporations, and foundations. Funders issue various types of solicitations announcing the availability of funding to support projects within specific areas of interests. Federal agencies. Start by accessing the individual federal agencies listed here to find information about funding opportunities available through the various arms of the federal government. Department of Agriculture, www.usta.gov, USDA. Department of Commerce, www.commerce.gov, doc. National Institute of Standards and Technology, www.nists.gov, NISTS. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, www.noaa.gov, NOAA. Department of Defense, www.defense.gov, DoD. Air Force Office of Scientific Research, www.afrl.af.mil/AFOSA. Army Corps of Engineers, www.usace.army.mil, ACO. Army Medical Research and Development Command, https://modc.amid.army.mil, USAMC. Army Research Laboratory, www.erl.army.mil, ERL. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, www.darpa.mil/DARPA. Office of Naval Research, www.ona.navy.mil/ONA. Department of Education, www.ed.gov/ed. Department of Energy, www.energy.gov/DOE. U.S. Office of Scientific and Technical Information, www.osti.gov, OSTI. Department of Health and Human Services, www.hchs.gov/grants/index.html, HHS. Administration for Children and Families, www.acf.hchs.gov/grants, ACF. Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality, www.ahtq.gov/ahtq. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, www.cdc.gov/cdc. Food and Drug Administration, www.fda.gov/fda. Health Resources and Services Administration, www.hrsa.gov/hrsa. National Institutes of Health, www.nit.gov/nit. Department of the Interior, www.doi.gov/doi. Department of Justice, www.justice.gov/dodge. Department of Labor, www.dol.gov/dol. Department of State, www.state.gov/dos. Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, https://exchanges.state.gov/eca. Fulbright Program, https://eca.state.gov/Fulbright. Department of Transportation, www.transportation.gov/dot. EPA, Grant and Cooperative Agreement Desktop Resource for Nonprofit Recipients, www.epa.gov/grants. Institute of Museum and Library Services, www.imls.gov/imls. National Aeronautics and Space Administration, www.nasa.gov/nasa. National Archives and Records Administration, www.archives.gov/grants, NARA. National Endowment for the Arts, www.arts.gov/NE. National Endowment for the Humanities, www.neh.gov/neh. National Science Foundation, www.nsf.gov/nsf. Occupational Safety and Health Administration, www.osha.gov/osha. United States Agency for International Development, www.usaid.gov/usaid. United States Institute of Peace, www.usip.org/usip. Major corporations funding sponsored programs. National and international corporations and industries that manufacture products are seeking to have faculty researchers propose sponsored programs that will improve their products or spawn new products based on the outcome of the research. Here's a short list of a few of the major corporations that fund sponsored program research. Mitsubishi Research Institute, Google, Uber Advanced Technologies Group, Ford Smart Mobility, Chevron Corporation, Biogen. Foundations funding sponsored programs. Many foundations also support sponsored programs. This list is a small example of the hundreds of funders interested in supporting post-secondary faculty research programs. National Trust for Historic Preservation, Gladys Kriebel-Delmas Foundation, Arctic Institute of North America, Russell Sage Foundation, Association of Southeastern Biologists, Mind and Life Institute, American Psychological Foundation, Max and Victoria Dreyfus Foundation. Accessing sponsored program funding databases. Most post-secondary institutions create internal databases with funding links for sponsored programs. However, if your institution does not have this service, there are several subscription-based external funding databases. Internal institutional databases. If you use your search engine to look for funding for sponsored programs, try this search string for best results, funding databases for sponsored programs. This results in a plethora of funding databases for institutional research from every major university in the United States. These web portals are open to the public. Take some time to explore 10 to 20 of the links in your research return lists. External subscription-based databases. The following list describes some of the most common subscription-based databases. Ex Libris Pivot-to-P, https://exlibrisgroup.com/products/pivot-funding-opportunities-and-profiles/ This is a subscription-based grant research database. Check with your institution's research office to see if they have a subscription before you venture out on your own and ante up some hard-earned bucks. Pivot touts itself as the most comprehensive and trusted source of global funding information. You can save, search and track funding opportunities. You can also find collaborators from other universities and colleges. Spin, https://spin.infoglobal.com/authorize/login. This is the world's largest database of sponsored funding opportunities. Check the drop-down box to see if your institution appears in the lists. Again, before you try to access Spin, check with your research department to see if your organization has a subscription. External free database, GuideStar by Candid, www.gidrster.org/nonprofit-directory/education-research.aspects, has an education and research category in their directory of charities and non-profit organizations. This free access database has over 5,000 entries for colleges and universities and nearly 9,000 entries for research institutes. Private funding for arts and humanities. The University of Iowa provides a free access webpage under their division of sponsored programs, https://dsp.research.uiowa.edu/private-funding-arts-humanities. There is an extensive alphabetized list of private organizations and associations that funds research in arts and humanities. The university also has 2 additional lists of funders to explore: international and miscellaneous interests. Finding fellowship funding opportunities. Fellowships are short-term programs that can last for several years but are generally limited to a few months. Unlike internships, fellowships generally come with paid stipends. In some cases, recipients of fellowships enjoy additional benefits like healthcare, housing, or student loan repayment. Fellowships can be awarded, administered, and funded by universities and colleges, corporations, non-profits, foundations, media groups, and government entities. Here are a few websites to peruse fellowship opportunities. ProFellow, www.profellow.com. This website has a free database of more than 1,300 funding awards for graduate study and professional development. Bowdoin College Student Fellowships and Research, www.bowdoin.edu/student-fellowships/national-fellowships/databases/searchable-databases-national-fellowship.html This website lists opportunities and search databases housed by U.S. universities. Most professional associations per discipline have fellowship and grant listings as well. You will likely be interviewed by more than one person. Practice makes perfect. Dress appropriately, reread your application repeatedly, keep up on current events, give short answers, pay attention to your body language and speech, and most importantly, be yourself. Getting to the interview process. Be prepared for the types of questions asked on a fellowship application and in an interview. Here are a few. What can you tell me about yourself? What is your major? Why did you choose it? What motivated you to apply? What do you think will be the best and most challenging parts of your fellowship experience? What do you think makes your application stand out? Why do you deserve this fellowship opportunity? What do you consider to be your greatest strength?